We now have over 1,500 different pickaxes in Fortnite, so it can be really hard for you guys to find the best ones to use. But today, guys, I'm going to show you the 50 best pickaxes to use in Fortnite. This list is going to include some tryhard pickaxes, some underrated pickaxes, some brand new pickaxes as well. Make sure you guys watch all the way through and let me know what your favorite one is in the comments down below. If you guys own at least 3 of these pickaxes, then you have to go down and hit the subscribe button. Let's get straight into it, and we're starting off with the Frozen Axe. I've talked about the Frozen Axe quite a few times on my channel before. It is one of the most underrated pickaxes I think we have in the game. Not too many people actually own this, but since we were just in the OG season of Fortnite, it makes sense that we include this pickaxe once again. It has such a clean design. I think it works in with a bunch of different skins in the game, not just the Frozen themed skins, but those are definitely going to look the best with it. You can of course use this with the skin that it was designed for, which was the Frozen Red Knight, but there are so many other amazing skins in Fortnite that are going to look so good with this, and you can definitely make some good combos that should be tryhard over the next few seasons. This is one of the most underrated pickaxes that I always recommend people to buy, but another really good one is going to be the Throwback Axe. The Throwback Axe was actually the Chapter 1 default pickaxe. You could actually get this for free during Chapter 2 as well. All you had to do is go into the item shop and pretty much buy it for 0 V-Bucks. It was such a cool idea. A lot of people started to use the default pickaxe in Fortnite because it became quite tryhard because of Tfue. It was never really considered a tryhard pickaxe up until Tfue started using it, which made it so much better. I actually really like this pickaxe though. I still do use it from time to time, especially since we were just in Season OG. So if you guys were using some of the default skins, then I'm sure this was a pickaxe you were using as well. One pickaxe that probably hasn't been considered tryhard in the past though is going to be the giant Nutcracker. This is easily one of the strangest pickaxes I think Fortnite has ever introduced. It was added to the game with the Futurama crossover, and it's fair to say this is a pickaxe that not too many pros or streamers have used before. I really like this though. It has to be one of the most underrated pickaxes we have in the game. I actually think the design of this is really cool, and they could have easily made this a two-handed pickaxe, but what made it even better is that this actually has a custom animation for it, and that just makes you guys stand out even more. It does also have quite simplistic colors for it, so if you are using some of the more brighter or tryhard skins in the game, it's still going to look really good with this, which just makes it even better. You could always use something like Mumi Sword as well, and this has the same anime style to it as the giant Nutcracker. What I love about Mumi Sword though is that this was added to the game with one of the most recent anime collabs, which was with Jujutsu Kaisen. I really like this. We did also get a Megumi skin, which has been so underrated in Fortnite. I feel like not too many people really ended up using any of these anime skins just because we've had so many anime skins in the game already that people are starting to get a little bit sick of them, but I still think this pickaxe is really good, and it also became even better because it is one of the smallest pickaxes in the game. People want to use some really small pickaxes, especially in the more competitive game modes, because it does make them stand out even more. So I feel like this pickaxe was a really good choice, and it is something that you guys should be using today, especially if you already own it. But let's move on, guys, to the number 46 position, and we have the Skull Scythe. This is one of the coolest looking pickaxes in the game, and it was just added at the start of Chapter 4 Season 5 or Season OG. We never really saw too many people using this because you did have to buy a bundle in order to get it. I feel like if this was just added to the item shop like pretty much every other pickaxe in the game, then we would see the popularity of this being a lot more than what it is right now. I'm a huge fan of this though. It is basically a remake of the Reaper pickaxe, which is one of the most popular pickaxes in the history of the game, and just remade to fit the drift theme. The skin that this was designed for was the Skull Drifter, so it fits in with that skin perfectly, and even though I don't think this is going to be a tryhard pickaxe moving forward, it is still definitely really cool. But that takes us, guys, to the number 45 position, and we have the Duelist's Foil. This is a brand new pickaxe in Fortnite that was added with the Chapter 5 Season 1 Battle Pass, and this is different to every other pickaxe that we actually have in the game. Even though the design is pretty similar to all of the katanas that we do have, what makes the Duelist's Foil different is that this has a custom animation like we have never seen before. It actually has an animation that is so unique and so perfect. I feel like it fits in with the katana style of this pickaxe really, really well, and it is going to make you guys stand out a lot if you are using it. I don't know how popular or tryhard this is going to become in the future though, but if you have bought the Battle Pass, it is definitely worth trying this out today. Well, let's move forward, guys, and coming in at the number 44 position, we have the Gladius Of POTUS. This is by far one of the biggest meme pickaxes we have in the game. There are definitely some pickaxes pickaxes in Fortnite that are extremely tryhard and can also be considered a meme pickaxe, but I feel like right now the Gladius Of POTUS is just known as a big meme pickaxe. I love the way this looks. You can pick it up for 500 V-Bucks as well, and because the design of this is so simplistic, it's going to work with every single one of your favorite skins. If I had to choose between this and something like the Designated Hitters though, I think that is a better pickaxe. This was added to the game a few seasons ago, and you could get this in the Battle Pass for 950 V-Bucks. There are two different edit styles for this. We have a dual-handed edit style, and then a single-handed edit style with a completely different design and animation. That is what I love to see from pickaxes. I always got annoyed when Fortnite added in a pickaxe with two different styles, and both the styles look pretty much identical, but the Designated Hitters honestly look like two completely different pickaxes. This is a really good touch. It is a really underrated pickaxe in Fortnite today as well, so if you are looking for a really underrated item to use, then this would definitely be one of my favorites. It might not be as try-hard as something like the Spectral axe though, and that is easily one of the most underrated pickaxes in the game today as well. This was one of the more try-hard pickaxes back during Chapter 1, but I feel like now that we are pretty much at the end of Chapter 4, we have just seen so many people using it over the last few years that the popularity has really died off for this pickaxe. I love the way it looks though. I have always been a massive fan of this. I would always love to see an edit style for this, but honestly, this is still a really good pickaxe that you guys should be using today. It does make a lot of skins stand out even more. It makes them look a lot more tryhard as well, which is always really cool to see, and it does remind me a little bit of the Stellar Axe, which is one of the most expensive pickaxes in the game. If you guys are looking for a really unique pickaxe to use today though, then I would highly recommend using something like the Hot Dogger. The Hot Dogger was added to the game with the Gaming Legends series. It is by far one of the most underrated pickaxes on this list, but I have also seen some pros and streamers using it in the more competitive game modes. I think what is so interesting about the Hot Dogger is it is one of the smallest pickaxes in the game, but it still has a really cool design. It's going to look good with all of your favorite skins as well, regardless of if they are tryhard or not. I've even seen some people using this with meme skins like the fish stick, and that just makes it even better. Because it is part of the Gaming Legends series though, we just have no idea of when or even if this is going to return to the store, but something that will return in the future is going to be the simple Sledge. I guess this is pretty similar because this was added to the game with the John Wick skin, and not the Reaper skin that we saw during Chapter 1 Season 3, but the official John Wick skin added a few seasons later. This is a really cool pickaxe. You could actually buy this for 500 V-Bucks as well, which is why I think it was so good back during Chapter 1. We had a lot of pickaxes that were quite expensive back then, so seeing a 500 V-Buck pickaxe was really refreshing and made this a lot more popular than I first thought it would be. It probably isn't known as a tryhard pickaxe in Fortnite today, but the only people I ever see using this are going to be tryhard and sweaty at the game, so I highly recommend you guys pick this up the next time it's in the store. I feel like we've talked about a few collab pickaxes though, so let's move on to one that was just added to the regular item shop, and this is the Red Hot Revenge. The Red Hot Revenge is basically a redesign of the Raiders Revenge, which is the most wanted pickaxe in Fortnite history. The Red Hot Revenge has a really cool take on this pickaxe though. It makes it into a magma pickaxe, which is one of the coolest ideas Fortnite has ever had. Unfortunately, they don't really seem to add too many items to this lava rarity that often, but when they do, they are often pretty good. This was obviously the pickaxe designed for the Blaze skin as well. You could even unlock this for free, and all you had to do was complete some refer a friend challenges. Obviously, if you are a chump like me and decided not to do them, then you could also buy this skin in the item shop because it did feature in the store a few seasons later. I really like the way this looks. I think it is such an amazing pickaxe, and it is definitely one of my most used ones over the last few weeks as well. I've also been using something like the Joker's Revenge quite a bit, and that is because I just think this is one of the coolest pickaxes we are ever going to see. The Joker's Revenge was designed for the Joker skin, and it was added with the Last Laugh bundle. This was actually one of the more expensive bundles in the game, which is probably why we don't see too many people using it today. You had to spend around $30 in order to get it, and even though I feel like it is so worth it, I really do understand why a lot of people didn't end up buying it. And I feel like a lot of people that ended up buying this bundle were buying it for the skins and not really for the pickaxe. I really like this though. I think it is so sick. I'm a huge fan of the Joker's Revenge, but I do feel like it is kind of hard to find skins that fit this perfectly, so I end up just using this with some of the other DC skins in the game or some of the more simplistic designed skins. You can use any skin you want with our next pickaxe though, and this is Ray's Quarterstaff. This is another collab pickaxe and was added to the game with the Star Wars update back during Chapter 2. This is the pickaxe designed for, well, the Ray skin, and even though this was a really cool pickaxe, I feel like it is so underrated in Fortnite right now. We have so many amazing Star Wars items in the game that Ray's quarter stuff never really got the popularity that it deserved. I feel like people really did get sick of seeing all these Star Wars items, so now we just don't really see them getting any popularity at all, but from time to time I still use this and think it is one of the cooler pickaxes in the game. It's going to fit in with literally every single skin in your locker, regardless of if you are using a bright and detailed skin or just one of the more simplistic ones. It's going to make it look really good. But one pickaxe that I feel like is doing slightly better since the start of Chapter 5 has to be the Poas Regrets. These are some of the latest pickaxes added to the game in this battle pass, and these are actually designed for the Oscar skin. Oscar is the tiger skin in this season's battle pass and definitely one of my favorite skins. I'm a huge fan of the way this looks. I feel like the Poas Regrets also complement this skin really well. We do only have one style for this, but I feel like as the season progresses, we will actually get more styles for this as well, because we do have a bunch of different styles for this skin. What I would also love to see is a single-handed style of this pickaxe. You can see this in the emote that you actually get with this. It does transform into a single-handed pickaxe, which would just make this a little bit better. Let's move forward though, guys, to the number 35 position, and we have all of the katanas in Fortnite. Yes, guys, all of the katanas we are basically including all together. There are just way too many katanas in Fortnite to name every single one, but I feel like the most popular one would have to be Michonne's katana. This is also the one that I've been using the most. I think this looks so clean and is going to fit in with every single one of your favorite skins. All of the katanas pretty much look identical. They don't really change around too much with them, apart from maybe the color or the shape, but the original design and the custom animation that comes with these are all pretty similar. I like the way these look a lot. I don't really see too many people using them today because sometimes they can be quite expensive and don't feature in the store that often as well, because a lot of them tend to be crossover pickaxes, but I'm still a big fan of these and highly recommend them to anyone wanting to buy the katanas. One pickaxe that I don't really see too many people using though is going to be the Frostbite Kane. This is a really underrated pickaxe today, and it was added with the Frozen Legends bundle a few seasons ago. We did also get the Frostbroker skin added with this. I think this skin fits in perfectly with this pickaxe, but it is really hard to find other skins that sort of fit in with the theme of the Frostbite Kane. There are a few people that have been using it with skins like Caper and the superhero skins, because you can customize these around to fit in perfectly with this pickaxe, but apart from that, it is really hard to find people using this pickaxe today. I feel like we haven't really talked about too many meme pickaxes just yet though, so let's move on to Vision. Vision is an 800 V-Buck pickaxe that was introduced to Fortnite back during Chapter 1, Season 8. This is not only one of the most used pickaxes in the history of the game, but one of the biggest meme ones as well. It just looks so clean. I'm a huge fan of this, but similar to what I've mentioned a few times already, we only have one style for this pickaxe. With this being one of the more popular pickaxes in the history of the game, I really think Fortnite should have added in an edit style for this by now, where at least the color is different, or you can change around some features of this, but we still haven't seen it being added to the game yet, so hopefully over the next few seasons. Regardless though, I still think this is a pickaxe you guys should buy today. It looks so good, and regardless of what skin you are using, it is going to show people that you can be a big meme player, and of course, a tryhard player as well. If you do want a pickaxe that is going to do pretty much the exact same, but is a little bit cheaper to buy, then I would highly recommend the Skully Scepter. You can pick this up for only 500 V-Bucks, making it cheaper than the Vision and cheaper than most other pickaxes in the game. I'm a huge fan of the Skully Scepter. It is basically a skeleton themed or a Halloween themed version of the Star Wand. This was such an amazing idea. Fortnite realized how popular the Star Wand was in Fortnite and basically decided to add in a second pickaxe that looked identical. I think this pickaxe looks really clean. You can work it in with pretty much every single skin in the game as well, so it doesn't just fit those lighter theme skins or the more tryhard skins. You can even use this with something like Thanos, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to make your combo stand out a lot. There are also pickaxes in Fortnite that show everyone else you are just a tryhard player, and one of them would have to be the Zerial pickaxe. The Zerial pickaxe is by far one of the most underrated pickaxes in the game, but it does also show everyone else you are a tryhard player. A lot of people have been using this over the last few seasons, but I never really see any streamers or pros using it. It was added to the game a few seasons ago with the Gaming Legends series crossover. It is just such an amazing pickaxe. It is going to make you guys look really clean, but obviously if you don't know what the Zerial pickaxe is, then you might not have a chance to buy it again in the future, because a lot of these Gaming Legends items seem to never return to the game. But one pickaxe that is never going to return again is going to be the Raiders Revenge. We already talked about the Red Hot Revenge, so we may as well talk about the OG pickaxe, the Raiders Revenge as well. This is introduced to the game back during Chapter 1, Season 1. You could actually pick this up with the seasonal shop, and it did set you back 1,200 V-Bucks. When this was in the store, Fortnite had really only been out for a few weeks, so I feel like me, along with a lot of other people, never really thought this game was going to be around for more than a year and decided not to spend money on it. Unfortunately though, if we had bought this, we would probably own one of the rarest items in the history of the game, so it is pretty unfortunate that I decided not to buy it. It is such an amazing pickaxe though. I feel like even if this wasn't so rare, it would still be a try-hard pickaxe. A lot of people would still be buying this in the item shop, and that just shows you guys how good this pickaxe actually is. I would love to be putting this higher up on the list, but because it is just so rare and so exclusive, we just don't see too many people using it, but we have seen quite a few people using Eddie's Spear. This was just added to Fortnite with the Stranger Things collab during Season OG. I love the way this looks. I'm a huge Stranger Things fan, so whenever we get Stranger Things items added to Fortnite, I am always going to love these. I honestly never thought we would get another Stranger Things collaboration added to Fortnite. We obviously had one back during Chapter 1 which introduced the Demogorgon and the Chief Hopper skin, but Fortnite had never added this back to the store, so I was really surprised that they decided to add these back, and of course collaborate with Stranger Things again, adding in some of the coolest items we have ever seen. I'm a huge fan of them though. I think they look so sick, and I'm definitely going to be using Eddie's Spear a lot in the future. But regardless of how much I like this pickaxe, I feel like it'll never reach the popularity of something like the Lucky Pickaxe. This is another Chapter 1 OG item. It was introduced back during Chapter 1 Season 1, and you could pick this up for 500 V-Bucks. A lot of people love the way this pickaxe looks because it reminds them of the default pickaxe, and for a lot of people that brings back OG vibes. There were some pros and streamers back during Chapter 1 using this a lot. We had streamers like Ninja and Tfue that both used the Lucky Pickaxe quite a bit, and I feel like that really helped this become as popular as it is today. Obviously with Tfue now quitting Fortnite, and Ninja has definitely started playing the game a lot more over the last few years, I feel like the popularity has sort of come back and then gone and then come back and then gone again with this pickaxe. So even though I would love to be putting this higher up on the list, I feel like the number 28 position is actually pretty good for this. We've also talked about this a few times on my channel before, so let's just move on to a pickaxe that I've barely talked about, and this is the Plunger. This is a pickaxe that really only became popular once again in Season OG. This was Ninja's main pickaxe back during Chapter 1 when he was absolutely grinding the game, but when he did quit and stop streaming Fortnite for like a few years, this pickaxe really dropped off and we never saw anyone using it. It wasn't really until Season OG that people started to use this again. I'm a huge fan of this though. I think it can work as a try-hard pickaxe and also a meme pickaxe, which is just so clean. There are definitely better pickaxes in the game though that I would prefer to use over this, but I still think it is really good and worth buying, especially if you are a fan of Ninja. Let's move on though guys to the number 26 position, and we have Catwoman's Grappling Claw. Catwoman's Grappling Claw is by far one of the best DC items I think we have ever seen in the game. We do have a bunch of DC pickaxes now in Fortnite, but I just love the way this looks more than pretty much any other DC item. I think Catwoman's Grappling Claw was such an amazingly designed pickaxe. We don't really see too many other people using this though because it is just such a rare pickaxe. It is really only featured in the store once or twice, and there are some other DC pickaxes that do end up being quite popular, so I feel like Catwoman's Grappling Claw does sort of get overlooked quite a bit. I'm a huge fan of this though. It's going to make skins like the superhero skins and caper look even more try-hard, which is always really cool to see, and it is also one of the quietest pickaxes in the game. One DC pickaxe that I do prefer over this though would have to be the Bad Joke. We talked about the Joker's Revenge earlier on in this video, and the Bad Joke was the second pickaxe that was introduced with the Last Laugh bundle. So you could buy that same bundle and get the Joker's Revenge and the Bad Joke. Again, it did set you back around $30, but I still think it was really worth it. The Joker's Revenge is probably known as more of a try-hard pickaxe, but the Bad Joke, which is the one that we are talking about right now, is by far the bigger meme pickaxe. It looks so clean and is just one of my favorite all-time items. I think it has such an amazing design. The sound for this pickaxe as well is even better, which shows you guys how good this actually is. And if this was added to the item shop like every other pickaxe, I feel like it would be a lot more popular today. One pickaxe that has actually been quite popular is Wall Woman's Mace. Now this was added to the game a few weeks ago with the Invincible collab. It was sort of hard to get pickaxes for this collab. We actually ended up getting 3, one for each skin, which is pretty good, but we ended up getting a pickaxe that didn't come with a skin. I think that was a little bit odd. It would have been really cool to see Wall Woman in the game game as well, so hopefully that does come to the game in the future. But for right now, this has been one of my favorite anime pickaxes that we have seen so far. It is really small, it is a single-handed pickaxe as well, which means it does have a custom animation, and I just feel like this is going to work well with all of your favorite skins. But let's move on, guys, to the next pickaxe, and this is the Ebon Heart Battle Axe. This is another pickaxe that was part of the Gaming Legends series, and even though we don't really see too many people using this today, I feel like this is just such a clean pickaxe. It was obviously added to the game with the Elder Scrolls crossover. This is a crossover that I never really expected to be added to Fortnite. I thought no one was ever going to use this, but to my surprise, and I've actually seen quite a few pros and streamers using this in the more competitive game modes. There are a few reasons for this. Firstly, I think this pickaxe is really simplistic. It basically has one color theme throughout the entire design, but it is quite detailed as well. You can see all the engravings on the handle, and of course the blade of this pickaxe, which just makes it even better. Also, because it does only really have one color style to it, it means it's going to fit in with all of your favorite skins, regardless of if you're using a tryhard skin or not, or a brightly detailed skin, or a simplistic skin. It's going to work with every single one. There are definitely some Gaming Legends pickaxes that are better than this, but make sure you guys keep on watching because we'll be talking about them very, very soon. But for right now, guys, we need to talk about the Slaughter Demon. This is one of the best anime pickaxes we have ever seen in Fortnite, but what makes this so popular and tryhard is that this is also known as one of the smallest pickaxes in the history of the game. I mean, just have a look at the size of this. It is extremely small, and that is what a lot of pros and streamers look for when they are choosing a brand new pickaxe to use. They don't want to use pickaxes that are going to take up the entire screen, and they don't want to use pickaxes that make really loud noises because it's going to distract them from focusing on the tournament and trying to earn as much money as they can from Fortnite. So they want to end up using pickaxes that are really small and don't really have much sound to them, and the Slaughter Demon is the perfect choice. The only problem with this though is because it is an anime crossover pickaxe, it just doesn't feature in the store that often. If I had to say what one of the most tryhard pickaxes in the game is though, I feel like the Studded Axe would be an easy choice. This is an 800 V-Buck pickaxe, and pretty much every single pro or streamer is going to own this pickaxe because it is known as one of the quietest pickaxes in the history of the game. I don't know whether that was an accident, but a lot of people say Fortnite cosmetics don't really grant an advantage at all, but the Studded Axe has definitely granted an advantage in the past because it makes almost no sound. You can use this with so many different skins in the game, and it is going to make you guys extremely tryhard. I love the way this looks. I have always been a huge fan of this, and we did sort of see a remake of this pickaxe being added with the Flawless pickaxe as well, which was added during the Chapter 1 Season 8 Battle Pass. One pickaxe that is actually quite similar to this though is going to be the Cold Snap. It was added to the game around the same time. It is also one of the more simplistic looking pickaxes in the game and makes almost no sound when you swing it. I think this is a really underrated pickaxe as well. We never really saw too many people using it back during Chapter 1, Chapter 2, or Chapter 3, and it wasn't really until Chapter 4 when Clix got his very own locker bundle and included this in it that it started getting the popularity that it deserved. I feel like I completely forgot this pickaxe even existed until Clix's locker bundle, and it seems like the rest of the Fortnite community was pretty much in the exact same position. This shot up to being one of the most popular pickaxes almost overnight as soon as his bundle was introduced, which was really cool. I love the way this looks, and it is always going to be one of my most used pickaxes moving forward. But let's move forward though to our next pickaxe, and this is Leon's Combat Knife. This might be even smaller and more tryhard than the Slaughter Demon. We have never really seen more people using one of the smallest pickaxes in the game, but I am a huge fan of this. I love the way it looks. It has always been extremely tryhard pretty much from the first day that it was added to the game, and that's not going to change anytime soon. What also makes this even better is that you can pick this up for only 500 V-Bucks. A lot of crossover pickaxes do end up being quite expensive, but the fact that you could buy this for such a cheap price made it so popular and so tryhard in Fortnite. But for right now, guys, we need to talk about the Merry Mint. The Merry Mint was an exclusive pickaxe that was added to Fortnite back during the end of Chapter 1 and towards the start of Chapter 2. What was really unique about the Merry Mint though was, even though this was a copy of the Candy Axe, you actually had to go out and buy a code for this. It wasn't just a pickaxe that you could buy in the item shop. No, you actually had to go out and buy a code for this, and that meant that you could pay anywhere from $5 all the way up to $20 in order to get it. I think that was such a strange design. This was really only available in a few countries and only for like 2 months as well, and a lot of stores ended up running out of codes. So if you weren't one of the first people in the world to get this, it just feels like you never really had the opportunity to actually get it. One pickaxe that will definitely be added back soon though is going to be Yennefers Megascope. This is another Gaming Legends series pickaxe. I feel like I've talked a lot about Gaming Legends series pickaxes, but this is just way too good to not include on the list. It is also really unique. I feel like we never see anyone using this in Fortnite right now, and this was added to the game with a collaboration with the Witcher franchise. We do have Witcher games and of course the TV show as well, but I think Yennefers Megascope would have to be one of my favorite pickaxes that we do have from the Witcher crossover. This is just such a unique pickaxe. We've never seen anything like this before ever being added to the game, and I don't think we will ever see anything like this being added in the future, so that is why I definitely recommend you guys buy this pickaxe if it does feature in the store again. One pickaxe that I feel like is just a little bit better than this though would have to be the Love Lawn. This is one of those forgotten pickaxes in Fortnite that people absolutely love when it first gets added to the game, and then it seems like they completely forget about it only a few weeks later. This is one of the cheapest pickaxes on the list as well because it sets you back only $4. It is such a cheap pickaxe. I think that is so sick, but unfortunately this will never return to the game again because it was part of a starter bundle. What also made this even more tryhard was that it looks pretty identical to the Axe of Champions, which is by far one of the most tryhard pickaxes in the game. You literally have to be one of the best players in the world to get it. So when Fortnite decided to add a pickaxe that looked almost identical to this and it costs only $4, it was a no-brainer that this was going to become tryhard overnight. It is also really simplistic, it has some really cool designs, and I feel like this is just going to fit in with all of your favorite skins. But let's move forward guys to the number 15 position, and we have the Ember Pick. This might be one of the more tryhard pickaxes that we have seen in this year's Battle Pass. I'm a huge fan of the Chapter 5 Battle Pass. I just think it is one of the best ones we have seen in a really long time, and the Ember Pick is easily going to be the most tryhard pickaxe. I love the design of this. I feel like a lot of pros and streamers are going to be using it as the season progresses, and we do just see more people unlocking it. This is designed for the Valeria skin as well, which just makes it even better. It's going to complement that skin in so many amazing ways, but I feel like this pickaxe is actually simplistic enough where you can use it with all of your favorite skins in the game, and it is also quite detailed because it does have a flame coming out of the top of this pickaxe. We need to go back to an OG item though, and this is the Trusty number 2. This could probably be finishing up higher on the list. It is one of my most favorite pickaxes in the history of the game, and I tried to unlock this as early as possible as I could back during Chapter 1 Season 3. I grinded out that Battle Pass because after not buying any items in the seasonal shop and not buying the Chapter 1 Season 2 Battle Pass, as soon as the Season 3 Battle Pass was released, I bought it and started grinding out the challenges straight away. I wanted to be one of the first people in the world to get this because it was such an amazing pickaxe. It was basically designed for the official, unofficial John Wick skin, which was known as the Reaper, and it has been popular ever since. It was part of one of the most ever try-hard combos in the history of the game. So many people were using this back during Chapter 1 that it was basically the most popular pickaxe in Fortnite, but I feel like now we don't really see too many people using it, apart from people that want to flex that they have been an OG of Fortnite and playing the game pretty much since the very beginning. I'm still a huge fan of this though and use this pickaxe as often as I can, but there are some better pickaxes in the game, and one of them would have to be the Vault Guardian. This is also one of the more newer pickaxes that we do have in Fortnite. You can buy this for around 500 V-Bucks when it does feature in the item shop, but you could also unlock this for free, which was also really cool. All you had to do in order to get this for free was grind out some challenges during a limited edition heist game mode back towards the start of Chapter 4. Luckily for us though, Fortnite also decided to add this back to the item shop during Chapter 4 Season 4. I've been using it ever since. It is one of my favorite pickaxes in the game, and it is also going to work with every single skin in your locker. I feel like there is a little bit of a common trend here with pickaxes that fit in with all of your favorite skins and that are quite simplistic, and that is definitely the case for our next pickaxe as well, which is the Driver. The driver is a 500 V-Buck pickaxe that has been in the game since Chapter 1, Season 1. It is one of the most OG pickaxes on this list. It is going to work in with every single skin in your locker as well, which just makes it even better, and this has been one of the most try-hard pickaxes in the history of the game. I absolutely love the way this looks. I think it is such an amazing pickaxe, and also quite underrated now, just because people have been using this for such a long time that they want to use some of the other items in the game. Still though, I think this is really good, and whenever it does feature in the item shop, we always see a bunch of people using it. Let's move forward though, guys, to the number 11 position, and we have Steve's bat. So we talked about Eddie's spear earlier on in this video, but honestly I feel like Steve's bat is the better pickaxe out of the two. It has a little bit more of a simplistic design. I feel like it's going to fit in with all of your favorite skins just a little bit better, and that is what we want to see from some of the more popular and try-hard pickaxes in the game. I'm a huge fan of this. Unfortunately though, a lot of the Stranger Things items never really return to the store that often, so if you are waiting for this to be added back, it honestly might be a while. I still am a huge fan of this, so hopefully we do see more and more people using it in the more competitive game modes, especially as we move into Chapter 5. We're just going to have to wait and see if that does happen over the next few seasons. One pickaxe that I have no doubt that is going to be popular though is going to be the Icebreaker. This is pretty much identical to the driver in the fact that this was introduced when the game first started back during Chapter 1, Season 1. It does also cost 500 V-Bucks, which is such a cheap price for a pickaxe this well designed, and it has just been so popular and tryhard for like the last 4 years that we had to include it on the list. I love the way this looks. It is really surprising that we don't have other cover styles for this pickaxe being added to the game, and even though this definitely deserves it more than other pickaxes in Fortnite, we are still waiting for some other styles. We do also only have one style for our next pickaxe, and this is the Scratcher. This is actually the pickaxe designed for the Peter Griffin skin. Definitely one of the funniest pickaxes I think we are ever going to see. I mean, it makes sense that this has been popular because Peter Griffin has also been extremely popular, and these are going hand in hand. Everyone that I've seen that is using Peter Griffin is pretty much using this pickaxe, but you can actually use this on a bunch of tryhard skins as well. I've been using this with Siren. The latest style for Siren just looks so good with this. It is definitely going to be a tryhard combo in the future as well, but since this is in the battle pass, it is definitely going to be a little bit of a grind in order to unlock it. Still though, you can pick up this entire pickaxe for only 950 V-Bucks, and you get so many other items with this as well, so it definitely is worth it. Let's move forward guys to the number 8 position, and we have the Reaper. This is just one of the most OG pickaxes in the game that we had to include it on this list. It was extremely popular during Season OG as well because we saw a bunch of people finally coming back to the game, and obviously since a lot of OG players own the Reaper, it just made sense that this pickaxe was popular. It was obviously designed for the Halloween update. We saw this being added to the store a lot during Fortnite Mares, but we hadn't actually seen this being added for nearly a year until it returned a few weeks ago. I'm a huge fan of this pickaxe. Even though it hasn't really been considered a tryhard pickaxe over the last few seasons, I still think it is so good, and a pickaxe that you guys should buy today. Another pickaxe that was added to the game around the same time as this though has to be the Candy Axe. The Reaper was actually quite cheap, but the Candy Axe is one of the most expensive item shop pickaxes in the history of the game, coming in at 1,500 V-Bucks. This was just so expensive. I cannot believe Fortnite added a pickaxe to the game that was this expensive. I just think it is so crazy. I love the way this looks though. It has been one of the most successful pickaxes in the game for a reason, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. The Merry Mint really should have been added as an edit style for this, but unfortunately Fortnite never did this, and with Winterfest just around the corner, hopefully we do see some styles for this being added. Let's move forward though guys to the number 6 position, and we have the Star Wand. This is probably unlucky to not be finishing up higher on the list. It is literally the most tryhard pickaxe in the history of the game and one of the most popular ones as well, but I feel like finally people are starting to use some other pickaxes in the game. This was added back during Chapter 1 Season 8, and pretty much since then it has been extremely popular and tryhard in Fortnite, so it does make sense that people are starting to use some other items in the game. But literally, if you played in any tournament or any competitive game mode over the last 5 years, I feel like you would have run into at least a few people using this pickaxe. Next up though guys, we need to talk about the Reaniman arm. This is another pickaxe that was added to the game with the Invincible collab. I am a huge fan of Invincible. I think the show is absolutely incredible, so I just had to include this pickaxe as well. We did get some other pickaxes in this as well, but I absolutely love the way this looks. I think it does look so clean. It is a little bit different to a lot of the other anime pickaxes that we do have. A lot of them are single-handed pickaxes with a custom animation, but the Reaniman arm is pretty similar to a normal Fortnite pickaxe. It obviously just has that anime color shading to it, which is a really cool touch, and I think it is quite simplistic as well, so that it is going to work with all of your favorite skins. Hopefully it does end up becoming more tryhard in the future, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But let's move on guys to another brand new pickaxe, and this is the Spectra Slasher. This was added to the game with the OG pass, and you could pick this up for 950 V-Bucks. It was designed for the Spectra Knight, which is one of the most highly customizable skins, so it makes sense that the pickaxe was also quite highly customizable. You can change around the colors quite a bit, but I feel like they should have added in an edit style where you could change the shape of this. It would have been really cool to see some edit styles like the Hyl Hitter or the Icebreaker being added with this customization, but that could always be something that Fortnite does in the future. Still though, I think this is really good. It was quite popular as well because a lot of people bought the season OG pass, but one pickaxe that is just slightly better than this has to be the Hyl Hitter. This is by far the best DC pickaxe we have in the game. So many people have been using this over the last few years, and it always seems like whenever this gets added back to the item shop, a lot of people buy it and use it for like the next 3 months. I was waiting for this pickaxe to be re-added back to the store. I never actually bought it during Chapter 2 Season 1, so I had to wait a few months in order to get it, but since then it has been one of the best pickaxes I ever bought because I love it so much and use it with pretty much every single skin in my locker. Over the last few seasons though, I feel like it has started to drop off, but something like the Slasher has definitely gained a lot of popularity. This was just added to the game with the Fortnite Maze update a few months ago. You could actually buy this for quite a cheap price as well, which just made it even better, and since it was the pickaxe designed for the Michael Myers skin, so many people ended up buying this. I love the way it looks. It is so sick, and it fits in with the Michael Myers skin perfectly, but obviously if you do want to use some other skins in the game with this pickaxe, then they also are going to look really good. But unfortunately it isn't good enough to be the best pickaxe in Fortnite right now, and that is because this has to be the Leviathan axe. This is by far the best pickaxe Fortnite has ever added to the game. It does set you back 1,000 V-Bucks, which is quite expensive considered to some of the other items, but it is so worth it. Unfortunately for a lot of you guys watching this video right now, it is only featured in the item shop once and has never been added back to the game since then. I still think it is such an amazing pickaxe though. I love the way it looks, and hopefully it does return soon so a lot of you guys can end up buying it. But there you guys go. That is my list for the 50 most tryhard pickaxes in Fortnite. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and make sure to let me know which one is your favorite in the comments down below.